Case Study 0040, Sharknado 3 with artist Dustin Mertz. Look, it's the third Sharknado movie. You get it by now.
So, Dustin.
So, Tressa.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rough, right?
This was, I don't know how I feel about this installment of the Sharknadoes.
If I may, I feel like this is the worst of the ones I've seen with the best ending.
I would say that that's pretty accurate. I did like the opening sequence.
Yes. The sandwich, the meat of the sandwich that is Sharknado 3 was shit.
Yes.
But the bread was delicious.
Oh, it was fucking fantastic. It had so much promise going in.
Mm-hmm. Obviously.
But it really redeems itself in the last 15 or so.
I wouldn't even say 15. I'd say maybe 3.
Okay. Okay.
Take out all the Hoff and I'm good.
See, I like the Hoff, but let's cross that bridge when we get to
we'll
it.
Get there. We'll get there. We start off with Finn. He's running all over DC. He's on a mission. And the sound for this scene was wild because all you can hear is his feet slapping on the concrete. No cars, no ambiance, nothing. And every once in a while, he'll stop running, look around, and be like, okay, now I know where to go now that I've looked around. It was crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of times when he stopped, it was like, I'm in front of a monument. Just to establish that he's in fucking DC.
We didn't skimp on this. We were actually there, you guys.
They spent one day on a tour of DC and got these guerrilla shots as quickly as they fucking could.
Absolutely. An SUV pulls up, black one, of course, and it's the Secret Service, and he's got to get in the car. This has got to be serious. Something bad's happening, right?
God.
Oh, my God.
The guy's a national hero at this point,
yeah,
right? Like,
for sure.
New York fucking strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's saved both coasts.
Yep. He gets in the car and he says, there's a storm coming. But it's an ADR, so it's like you can't even see his face. It's just a shot of the SUV.
He was going someplace important, right?
Yeah. The police come and there's a police escort because it's really important. They stop because there's a huge gathering of protesters that are really angry that Finn is not the president. What?
I was trying to read what their signs were saying, and they were all like anti-Sharknado, pro-Finn. And that's where my confusion began because it didn't seem in line with.
No, it was just there was no reason for them to be in that specific spot stopping traffic.
Yeah.
Because that person's not the. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, fuck you guys. I'm going to walk there. And of course, he has to say Semper Paratus.
More like Semper Paralysis.
Oh! He runs by this guy who's got a sign. He's like, the end is near.
Was that the guy from the second one who was...
No, because I had to look that up because I was like, this guy has got to be like somebody.
Because he said something about being in the belly of a shark.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I looked it up. But no. Yeah. He was in the fifth one as well, but he was not in the second one.
Interesting.
And I was wondering if that was one of the first cameos because he's nobody, but he was on Howard Stern, I guess.
Oh.
So I don't know.
All right.
So we get more running. We get more like looking around and he...
and more monuments.
Yup. He stops at some gates. Let's say it's the White House. Sure.
Where else would it be?
I mean, he's in D.C. Where else would you run to? That's where everyone runs. He basically does don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm Finn Shepard. And he does the stupidest thing where he like turns his back and like tries to get his ID out of his back pocket.
And they're like, whoa.
Dude, you look like you're pulling a gun. You are military. You know better.
You arrived at the back gates of the White House with a crazed look in your eye. I will say there was a scene where he took his shirt off, and I know exactly what scene it was. he is fucking shredded.
Yeah, I was thinking
Impressively
that too.
so.
Like, before he even took his shirt off, I was like, you know what? He put a lot of fucking work into that.
He's like, if I'm going to be the Sharknado guy,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to fucking go all out.
Then I'm going to be the
And
fucking
Tara
Shark.
Reid was like, I'm going to take more Quaaludes.
I thought you were going to say something about our cloaca. I'm sorry. But you're right, yeah.
If I'm going to be the Sharknado girl, I'm going to nod off right here. Although I will say, and I know that we haven't really gotten to her, she was on the phone with Finn at the beginning of the movie, but she seemed more cognizant this movie.
She really did, for
Maybe
sure.
it's because she was pregnant.
Yeah, she
we
can't
haven't even
take
gotten there
Quaaludes when
yet,
she's
but
pregnant.
No, yeah.
Because she was definitely pregnant when she shot this.
Oh,
sure. Yeah. This is where I hit a snag, the second run of cameos,
Okay.
because...
Are we in the White House now?
No, we're still
Okay,
outside.
okay.
This is going to be intense, okay?
Oh.
I took notes.
We know this.
Yeah. But this is when I was like, I cannot check on all these people because a lot of the asylum actors are acting as if they are cameos that do not act.
You know, I was wondering about that because you are the expert on asylum movies. I was wondering how many of these actors were asylum regulars.
A handful, not a lot of them, but there weren't a lot of outside players outside
No,
of
there were not.
the group in the cameos.
Yeah.
We've hit our second cameo with Maurice Mazanin. She's a wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't even pick up on her being in there.
Yeah,
She's
was
the
one of
Mrs.
guards.
wife, also on the reality show Ms. and Mrs.
Okay.
Mike Mizanin, the Miz, got his
I thought it
start.
was going to be a lesbian love story.
No.
Not interested.
But he got his start on the Real World, and he was an aspiring wrestler. Yeah, he made it to the top.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Bill Engvall is the chief of staff who comes out and he's like, yeah, it's Finn, let him in.
I had to look up his name because I totally forgot he was a person.
Yeah, for sure. But you knew that he was a person just by looking at him. Like,
I was like, he's one of those fucking redneck comedians, isn't he?
I mean, he is, right?
I think.
I don't know.
He's got to be at least associated.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah, they're all
he
buddies.
has some like racist jokes that are like,
for sure. Look up YouTube. Fucking Bill Engvall racist.
It's just him.
There's going to be
talking at home.
tomes.
We cut to April and her mom, Bo Derek. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but Bo Derek looked like she was super fucking high the entire movie because her eyes were so bloodshot.
I did not notice, but I wouldn't doubt that she's California sober.
Oh, nice. And she's like, so where's your husband now? Oh, he's probably trying to get eaten by another shark, which, great. A naggy mother-in-law. That's awesome. Second, not a good joke. Third, why is she in Florida when her husband is getting some presidential Medal of Honor? Like, what the fuck?
Seriously, not just in Florida, but
Universal fucking Studios.
which is where fucking 90% of the movie takes place.
This movie was stupid. There's like a weird weatherman like telling weather, but he pronounces Washington Warshington, and it made me crazy.
I knew people when I lived in Pittsburgh, people from Philly would say, well, actually, even in Pittsburgh, they say Warsh. I guess they do say Washington.
I hate it.
Mount Washington. Washington. What? Yeah, I'm not going to get it. But the thing that drove me nuts with them also, well, this was more the Philly people, but they said milk.
Ew.
Milk.
That's
An
like
advertisement.
a Simpsons joke.
Yeah.
In advertisements?
An advertisement. Yeah. We watched an advertisement between the different parts of the TV show.
Okay, I thought you were saying milk ads. They would say milk, but you're saying they would say advertisements instead of ads.
Yeah.
Or commercials or whatever. That's insane.
It's fucking nuts.
No, stop it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's just another reason why I don't like Philly.
The main reason, but anyway.
Milk and advertisements.
And
Fuck
Warsh.
Philly. And Warsh.
There's a
Right.
quick shot of Anthony Weiner as the NASA director. Anthony Weiner is famous, for aside from the other stuff, he's famous for saying, my name is pronounced Wiener. It's fine. Fucking grow up. But his character's name, he refused to say it right. He called himself Regina. He should have been called Regina, if anything.
Come on.
I'm mad about it.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
He just wouldn't play into the joke?
No. I mean, maybe.
Or is the joke that he was pronouncing it Regina?
Maybe. You know what? Maybe. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, even though they don't deserve it.
I mean, maybe the director was like, you're pronouncing that wrong. Quit saying Regina.
Make me, asshole. And we find out that E! Entertainment News is now press secretary for the White House, Maria Menounos.
Yeah.
Gross. And Mark fucking Cuban is the president.
Yeah, who is wearing one of Donald Trump's tuxedos.
What?
It's okay. So this movie was from 2015, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So it was pre-Trump getting elected.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, Mark Cuban would have been the only billionaire president. And the tuxedo that he was wearing looked like cheap and fucking ill-fitting, like all of Donald Trump's.
Right. Good point.
So maybe it's something about a billionaire in the White House.
Well, you know what? Since Finn was in his casual clothes when he got there, maybe there's just a closet full of tuxes and he picked the wrong size.
Could be.
Because he had a tux in the next scene and that makes no sense.
Yeah. From what I can tell, they were really sprinting to get him to the... Did he like slip down a bat chute? Slide right into that tux?
Yes, exactly. They have those at the White House, right?
Yeah. So his wife's not at this gala, but his brother-in-law is.
Yes, what? That
Why?
makes no sense. And his mother-in-law is being a total dick about it. Like, why isn't your husband here at this total vacation spot? It makes no sense. He's such an asshole. He's getting a fucking award from the president.
Seriously.
Fucking
if there's ever a reason to hate mother-in-laws,
it's Bo Derek.
Bo fucking Derek. Mother-in-law from hell.
We also find out here that Ann Coulter is the vice president.
She's the vice president. I don't know why I thought she was the first lady, but then at some point they ask Mark Cuban, is the first lady okay? And he's like, yeah, she's out of state with her family or some shit.
She's talking to her mom and her mom's...
Yeah, so Ann Coulter is the vice fucking president.
Yeah, that's never going to happen, or
no.
I will Harry carry myself.
Yeah.
Wait, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it is, actually.
Or is that the guy who announces stuff?
It's both.
Okay, cool. Ann Coulter talks as if she's trying to make her lips not escape her face. I don't know what that means exactly, but it's weird.
I would say it looks like her lips are trying to crawl down her throat when she talks.
Oh, they want to stay with her.
They want to go deeper inside.
I just assumed they were trying to leave and she was trying to stop that. Thunder Levin. He was a reporter, and he is in the cast that shows up when you watch it on Prime, and that's the only reason I looked it up. He's very much a white guy, and the writer of Mutant Vampire Zombies from the Hood, starring C. Thomas Howell. And after that, his entire resume is Asylum movies that he wrote.
Amazing.
Asylum was like, we see what you do, and it's exactly what we want.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Terrible. And we love it.
Yeah. So they have him in the cast, and he doesn't even have a line. He's like, they just pass by him. So now Mark McGrath is back, and he's introducing himself to Ann Coulter, and he's like, I'm the good-looking one. And Ann Coulter's like, now you know how I feel. And he's like, I think I like her. I hated everything about this.
Oh my God, they were trying to fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was super gross.
Scene. Hate it.
Super gross.
Hate both of them.
Yeah.
Hate that scene. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. I gotta say, I apologize if I have a lot of quotes in my notes, but the dialogue in this movie sounded like it was written by people that have never had human interactions before.
Oh, totally. One of the notes I took was something along the lines of, whereas like the last movie was all one-liners.
Yep.
This one was like no one-liners.
Nope. Well, there were a few, but for the most part, it was just insane
Droll
conversation.
fucking conversation. Yeah.
It was either, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Or, I don't care.
Yeah. There's a prime example towards the end of the movie I'm sure we'll talk about.
Oh, I can't wait. Robert Klein comes. You remember the mayor of New York City?
Which they never give a name past the mayor of New York City.
They don't have names once they become mayor. Idiot. And he's like, you are now the founding member of the Order of the Golden Chainsaw. And they hand over this statue that it's obviously a chainsaw that has been spray painted. Are they trying to like play it off as if it's a brass chainsaw? Like it.
No, it's a gold chainsaw.
I'm sorry, a golden? No. And also, it looked like it was Nerf. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really dumb looking.
Yeah, it was super dumb looking.
But it worked.
Yeah, it movie worked.
It worked fine.
Jackie Collins comes in.
I forgot that she was a person.
Yeah, me too. Like, why?
Yeah, I mean, instantly recognizable, but...
Yeah, absolutely. But wow, haven't thought of her in decades.
Yeah.
Finn goes outside and he's just like looking at the lawn, and Mark Cuban comes out. Finn goes, DC isn't safe. And Mark Cuban goes, what? Like he's genuinely pissed off that he said that.
As far as billionaire assholes in this country go, I wouldn't mind Mark Cuban as the president.
At least you understand that healthcare is bullshit here.
He does. He was a vocal Trump opponent, which I thought it was weird that he played the president. And he was playing himself, right? Like there was no...
He was, because he was like, a friend of mine died in that New York Sharknado last year. And it's because the other shark tank guy died in that one scene.
They love riding that shark tank joke all over the place.
They really did.
Yeah.
Sharknado's made its appearance.
Yeah, very suddenly. This one came out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, and this is where it's like, all right, this is going to be a fun movie because we start off strong.
Man, it is a whiz-bang beginning to this fucking thing.
It's wild. This is a crazy Sharknado because these sharks are going way faster than I've ever seen them. And they are hitting the monuments so hard that they're like crumbling like plaster.
Oh my God. I mean, DC's in fucking ruins after the beginning of this movie.
That serves them right for making all the monuments out of plaster.
Yeah. Didn't they read The Three Little Pigs as children?
It wasn't invented yet. I didn't say written. I said invented.
Like all great literature.
The sharks fall through the stained glass skylight in the party room. You know, the party room at the White House. Finn grabs his Nerf chainsaw. A shark lands on the snack table. So sad.
It was sad. A lot of good snacks died that day.
Lou Ferrigno is one of the Secret Service guys for Ann Coulter, and he's like, it's my job to protect her. Don't make me angry. Okay, first off, he was not the one who said that in that show.
No, never. I guarantee that phrase was never even uttered.
No, I don't think he ever said words in that show.
He had no words.
Come on, you guys.
Just grunts.
Robert Klein is dead. A shark is eating Maria Menounos from the feet up, and I don't understand how that happened. Was she like laying on the ground with her feet in the air? Like, what's going on here?
Maybe she slipped on a pile of
shark
and blood and snacks.
Now they're going down to the they're going down to the bunker, and one of the Secret Service guys is like, he's not cleared. And Mark Cuban's like, I just cleared him. And I was like, oh, this is where Trump got that idea to declassify all those papers. He's had this movie on the back of his brain for 4 years.
Yeah. I can't think of any better source material for the Trump presidency than the Sharknado movies. Which I gotta say, this is something that I noticed at some point in the movie. It was really fucking Republican heavy.
Oh my God. It was disgusting. It was gross and I hated it.
Yeah.
The only person that was staunchly left was Jerry fucking Springer.
Yeah.
What? What the fuck? And I'm sure that Jerry Springer got the cameo because, he has the funny show that exploits people. We'll just let him in. That's fine.
Yeah, it was really weird. Now I can't think of this movie as anything other than Republican propaganda.
Yeah, no, for sure. They have a video game. Asylum does.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And one of the shots in the trailer for the video game is the Trump Tower sign falling on a bunch of people. I was like, is that a pro or anti-Trump thing? Because, and Barron was like, no, they are very Republican there. I don't have proof, but this movie kind of is proof.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, but it is.
I mean, it's as close as proof as you'll get.
Exactly. Thank you. You know what happens now? I'll tell you because there's so much that happens. Stupid and Stupider, Mark McGrath and Ann Coulter grab posters off the wall.
Yes.
And
they surf down the fucking stairs. I kind of love that part.
because it was totally
It was
unnecessary.
so dumb. Yeah, I fucking loved it.
And while they're going down, they're like hitting sharks with their poster frames.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what?
Yeah, and it's like one of them is George Washington and the other one is Abraham Lincoln.
Yep. Because those are the only presidents that ever mattered.
No, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you going to like, Taft?
Wait, is that the guy who couldn't get out of a tub? Fuck that guy. I don't remember.
McKinley?
I don't even know who that is.
He died in Buffalo. We had a McKinley Mall.
Celebrate the presidents with your shopping pleasures. One of the Secret Service guys was Teal'c from Stargate series.
Oh.
And while looking that up, I found out he was also the voice of Kratos in the God of War video games. You ever played those?
No.
I did. I really like them a lot, and I had no idea.
Dope. Good for him.
Yeah, it is. You know what, Dustin? It fucking is.
Yeah. Voicing a video game character has more prestige than you might think.
I'm not knocking it at all. I love that game, and I love this guy.
Fantastic.
You seem like you're being sarcastic. And
I'm not. I'm not. I'm happy for the guy.
Okay, good. No one will give Finn a gun, and then all the Secret Service is dead. So he he grabs a sword off the wall. Why is there a sword, two actually, in the White House displayed in the bunker where they? What the fuck?
I guess you got to be prepared for anything down there. You could be getting trailed by ninjas.
You're trying to keep the place secure, and you have weapons on the wall.
They're for you.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you're going to be the one racing down there. Nobody's going to be in front of you. They don't know where the fuck they're going.
That's true.
So
I do.
You've got weapons at your disposal should you be chased to the secure bunker. They really thought it out.
They did. They were going to the bunker, but it was filled with sharks. So now they have to go to the armory. The next shot is the janitor, who is Cindy Margolis. I don't know who this is.
I know the name.
Well, apparently, Guinness Book of World Record gave her the award for the most downloaded person in 1999. I had no internet in 1999. I was very poor, so I don't
What was she downloaded for?
know pics of her butt. I don't know.
Oh.
Just pictures. What?
I guess that's about all you downloaded in 1999, and it took 3 hours.
Exactly. You get it. More shots of sharks destroying landmarks. They really just fucked that place up.
They did. It was like January 6th all over that place.
Yep. Finn says to Mark Cuban, he says, I thought your policy was to save the sharks. First off, I don't remember this ever being mentioned.
No.
Second off,
Is this why all the protesters were pissed?
I don't know.
They were all like, fuck the sharks.
We're
Finn for
gonna go-
president.
We're going to hang out this corner, like far away from anything and
Yeah.
protest. No. He says, nobody attacks my house. And he cocks a gun. First off, sir, that is the taxpayer's house. That is not your house.
Fucking true.
Mm.
I don't think he knows how to cock a gun and shoot it either. It looked really, really wrong the way he was doing it.
Yes. The whole scene where they're in that marble hallway shooting guns was fucking ridiculous. They're just like, pew, 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 pew. There's a shark that's circling towards the ceiling in slow motion, but nothing else is in slow motion. And it's just hovering there, circling, and they're shooting. And then he takes a grenade and pulls the pin out with his teeth, which I've read is not really that possible.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true. And he throws it at a shark, which is also spinning, and just happens to land the grenade in its mouth.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a lot. Like they're
It's constant.
constant. And it's
we're
close,
about
too.
5 minutes in.
Yeah. These sharks are close, and they're like getting them last second before they get to
Yeah.
those guys. The shark explodes, seemingly all over them, clean.
They are
Not
so fucking clean after that shark explodes.
Not a drop of blood.
I took note of that as well. Yeah, they stayed remarkably clean through the entire ordeal.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it's like special White House tuxes that automatically clean. All right. They're like, okay, we got to go. I don't know why they got to go outside because you know it's going to be worse outside. They have to crash through a second-story window. How is that going to be safe? How is that going to save you? Go behind a pillar. What are you fucking doing?
I don't know why they had to jump out of a window. Also, I think the second floor of the White House is pretty high up.
Mm-hmm.
The logistics behind
fine.
that are fucking nuts.
They just kind of somersaulted to the ground and they were fine.
Yeah.
Granted, the Washington Monument fell on top of the entirety of the White House and destroyed it. So they were right, but they had no way of knowing that. Then I wrote, Mark McGrath and Ann Coulter should do a buddy movie so I never have to see it.
They should actually do a buddy 24-hour streaming site so they can just disappear off my entire life.
I support that.
So that's kind of the end of the fun for the next.
Sorry, one more shot from this super fun.
Oh, you are correct. And might I say
much.
it's the most patriotic shot.
Ugh, I hated it. They, I don't even want to say it. They recreated the Marine Corps War Memorial with all the soldiers trying to put a flag up. You know that one.
Of course.
And then, of course, a shark gets speared by the flagpole. But I had to pause it to look up the name of it because we all know what it is. I just didn't know the name of it. And as I paused it, I noticed every single person from the far away shot of that scene, it's all doubles. It's not the actual actors. It was like,
Of course.
It was like a scene out of Spaceballs where they're like, God damn it. That's not them.
That's hilarious. And it's hilarious that you can tell.
There's credits and was this before or after the James Bond credits? Or these different credits? It felt like there were two different credits.
I think there were.
Yeah. The small amount of cameos that they actually put in these credits was scary. You knew that it did not bode well after seeing these credits.
No. None of those cameos mentioned should have gotten any billing in the opening credits. And Bo Derek, I suppose, but that's not a cameo. That's
right. That's like a
feature
legit
role.
Right.
She's trying to revive her career here.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I worked for Ian Ziering.
Touche. We now pop into Universal Studios. Their daughter Claudia, it's a new actress. And you know how I know this? Because it is pointed out 4 different times that she must be going through a rebellious streak because she colored her hair.
Right.
She colored her hair brunette. How rebellious.
Oh, she's a bad girl.
What kind of crazy person dyes their hair dark brown? That's so weird.
I didn't notice that it was a different actress. I mean, it could have been.
The only reason I knew is
fucking
because everyone was like, hey, you dyed your hair. Like, who does that in a movie? Nobody fucking says that. So I was like,
that's true.
Why are they saying that over and over and over again? So I had to look it up.
Fine.
But
I mean, honestly, with a script of this quality, I mean, if there was a minimum fucking words, they could have just been like, well, mention the hair again. That'll take up a good 50.
We've only got 89 pages. We need more. I had to look that up because of that. And then I noticed the woman that played Claudia, the doctor, in the first movie also was Jem in Jem and the Holograms.
Oh, shit.
I know. What? I would have never guessed.
No.
Oh, and it's Claudia's birthday.
Oh, right. That's why they're at the amusement park.
You know, I was going to save this to the end, but it's impossible not to mention that my alternative title for this movie is Product Placement the Movie, because what the fuck? We're 5 minutes into this movie, and I've already seen like 7 different product placement. This one right here is all about Universal Studios and the beautiful Cabana Bay Resort.
Totally. We meet Babs.
Right.
Who the fuck is Babs?
I'll tell you who Babs is. Do you really want to know who Babs is?
I was convinced that she had some high position at the park, and they were like, you just get in there and tell them everything that they want to know about this park. You sell the shit out of this park on the Sharknado movie, because that was the quality of her fucking acting.
Yes, and it always has been since the 70s.
Who is it?
Do you remember the Witch Mountain movies from the 70s?
Yeah.
Do you remember Tough Turf at all?
It rings a bell.
As a child, she was in the Witch Mountain movies, The Return and Escape 2, whatever. She always struck me as a child, regardless of how old she was, and regardless of the fact that I was also a child. And in Tough Turf, she's like the cool, tough girl, but she just looks like a child. I need you to look her up right now. I need you to look up, because once you see her face, you'll be like, that looks nothing like the adult person that I just saw in that movie.
Oh, what the fuck?
Do you know who that is? Or at least her face?
It has a familiarity to it.
I thought you were going to be like, oh no, oh shit. Oh well, anyway.
Yeah, sorry, you didn't get the wow moment that you wanted.
I never do.
But Babs, she was puzzling for, I feel like the veil's been lifted.
But has it though? Does that explain anything about her performance at all?
Oh, not at all. I mean, it was like she was being fed her lines through an earpiece for the first time ever.
Yeah. And this is what I mean by cameos. Like, she was actually an actress, and she still seemed like the kind of cameo that never had acted before.
I wonder when her previous last acting role was, because it was almost like she forgot what she was like. Oh, wait a minute. That's how you act. I totally forgot. It's like those dreams that I have that are reoccurring where like I play in a band that doesn't exist and we don't have any fucking songs and we're like getting on stage and I'm like, what are we even doing up here, guys? We don't have songs.
I know that dream well.
Yeah. So, I mean, but
fun.
it's like her with fucking acting.
Absolutely.
It's like she gets onto the set and then she's like, oh my God, we're filming? What is this movie even? I have lines? You want me to speak?
You know why we meet her? It's because Claudia is meeting her friend at some super cool rock and roll roller coaster.
You know it's rock and roll because it's being run by motherfucking the GOAT, Chris Jericho, the greatest wrestler of his generation, and the lead singer of hit chart toppers Fozzy.
I didn't know about that, but okay.
Yeah, he's got a metal band.
Oh!
One of his many wrestling nicknames is the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Chris Jericho is fucking fantastic.
I knew the name, knew that he was a wrestler, and that is all I knew about him.
Oh, he is phenomenal. He's in his 50s. He still wrestles regularly on fucking cable television in the second largest wrestling company,
That's
which he
wild.
helped start.
Which one
and
is
he
that?
is still relevant. AEW. I'm wearing the shirt right now.
Oh, is that why you wore it? That's
Actually,
so
Chris
cute.
Jericho's on my fucking shirt. It's right there.
Does he have 2 tattoo sleeves? Because he was wearing fake arm sleeves.
He was.
So you couldn't see him?
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting choice. They let so many other things slide in this movie.
Right, like-
but they were like, put on some fucking flesh-colored sleeves, buddy.
Not today,
This is a
bitch.
family film.
Exactly. He was like the attendant. Do you know the name of this roller coaster?
No, the fucking flippy-doo. I don't know what it is. I don't know anything about Universal Studios Orlando.
I do. I love it so much, or I did at some point. But I don't know this right at all. It's like something about rock and roll or some bullshit. It's like, you know what? There's nothing uncooler than trying to make something cool, and I hate it.
The shake, rattle, and roller coaster.
No, that would have been awesome.
I know. It writes itself.
And now we get to see Michelle Bachmann.
Oh my God. That was when I fucking commented in my notes about
Me
all the
too.
goddamn Republicans because I thought that we'd gotten over that
Right.
with DC.
Same. That's when I wrote. this-
Even though it was during a fucking Democratic presidency, it was
Yep.
still in the Obama years.
Yep. They're like, let's switch
Let's
it up and
fantasy
see what
book this with a
happens.
bunch of our favorite wingnut Republicans.
I bet it would be so much better. Finn would totally get an award if Republicans were in charge. This movie is full of garbage people.
Yeah,
Claudia left her phone in the locker.
she did as they were getting off the roller coaster. What fucking roller coasters have lockers before you
They
go
do.
in? Do they?
Yeah.
I haven't been to an amusement park since pre-cell phones. So what do I know?
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Accurate.
Finn's driving now to Universal Studios, basically. He had to rent a car because his car died.
They really over-explained the fuck
They
out of it.
really fucking did. Like, who gives a shit?
Did they plug the rental service?
No.
Because
Of all the things, they did not
Seriously.
do that one because they
missed
plugged
opportunity.
every fucking
Yeah.
thing else. Xfinity, Subway a billion times.
They didn't even explain those.
They were just like, look at this giant sign.
But a fucking rental car.
Nope.
Maybe they had a rental company that pulled out. Hertz was like, nope. What is this movie about? Nah.
We're not going to impregnate you.
We already suffer the embarrassment of having OJ as our spokesperson.
Dope. Yep. He's driving. The DJs are my favorite. He's like listening to some talk radio and they're like, fuck Finn. It's totally his fault. He's making these Sharknadoes.
I was wondering if that was like a real radio
Yeah.
show. Is it?
I think so because
think
they
so,
were in
too.
the cast as like, and they didn't have photos. They just had a picture of the car and the name of the DJs that they were.
Like if Kit got an acting credit.
That was my first thought.
And Kit as himself.
He stops for some reason, like he's driving, and then he's in a little tiny town, and fog's coming in, and people are screaming and running past his car.
When has fog ever been a part of these Sharknadoes?
Never, and that's why he's like, oh great, a fognado.
A fognado.
There's no NATO in that fog, it's just fog. What are you talking about,
Yeah.
dude?
Also, don't act like you've seen something that you haven't fucking seen. Because before this, there was no fucking fognados.
Nope.
It's not like there were these Sharknadoes happening in the interim between the movies.
Mm-mm. I really wanted it to turn into a zombie movie at this point because that's what it looked like it was going to do, but it did not.
It really did.
Okay, now we get Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, yes. And the love of my life, Nova.
Yes. She's a jealous
What a babe.
for sure, and they did not take advantage of that.
No, they did not.
So what was that gun that Malcolm was using on top of that RV that never gets brought up ever again? It was like a portal gun.
Yeah, I don't know. They had technology that nobody's ever seen, but they're just rolling around in a souped up RV.
Yeah, it was like
They're not military.
No, this whole side story was fucking weird.
It was weird.
And that RV reminded me of the RV in the second part of Stripes.
I'll take a Stripes reference any day.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Also, Nova was a real bitch in this movie.
She really was. She was jealous as fuck.
She was. Like, what the fuck? He is way too old for you. He's married. Just fucking chill the fuck out, dude.
Yeah, she was condescending about every little thing. You're having another fucking baby?
And then later she was like, I'm sure you'll be a great dad this time.
This time, yeah.
What? Bitch, I will kill you.
She was a fucking asshole.
And apparently she's been tracking him. How the fuck is she tracking him? Did she like surgically implant some kind of tracker in him at some point? What are you talking about?
That was really confusing to me, too. I think that in no uncertain terms, she was actually stalking him.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
That's,
Oh my God.
Tracking is the kind stalking.
She's doing it because she cares. AKA, she's a fucking stalker.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. Thank you, Dustin, for opening my eyes.
Oh, you're so welcome. You know, stalking is a real problem in this country.
It
and
is. And we need
it's rare
to
that a movie comes
embraces
along
it,
and really
really loves it.
shines some light on it. And
Shows how great it
the
is.
plus sides of stalking. Sometimes a stalker could just save your life.
Often they do, I've found. That's not true. She also says she's got, and I hated this, she says, I've got post-traumatic shark disorder. I hate you. I hate you.
my
Stop it.
God.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Is there anything more Republican than making fun of people's fucking
Thank you.
conditions?
So they're checking out the RV, and he's like, what the fuck? This place is crazy. And Malcolm is like, hey, I really thought that was cool, that thing you did in New York. Ben is like, oh, and like kind of grimaces and looks away. And it's like, what? What did I say? And he's like, my friend Sky died in New York. Dude, this is not the first. This is not the last time you're going to hear about New York. You're going to have to fucking buckle up for all the shit that people are going to bring up.
Yeah. Also, Sky wasn't that good of a friend because you fucking fucked her and then left New York and didn't talk to her for like a decade.
Right. And
And then-
also, you're like, oh, you're going to kill yourself to save us? Cool, bye.
Yeah, totally. She was like, everything aside, I still love you. I'm still down to fuck. And
Uh-huh.
you got your lame ass fucking
Uh-huh.
barely wife.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to sacrifice myself for you, Finn.
I think he just feels guilty. He's like, I was a dick.
He was a fucking dick.
I knew better.
And now he's saddlebagged with this barely awake half corpse of a wife.
One-handed bitch. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
And it's a good jerk off hand.
Well, at least I saw there. Oh no. Nova, she's like a hard ass now. She's like, I got this shit to do, blah, blah, blah. And
you'd think she'd be the one missing a limb.
Right. And Finn is like, you need to let this go. It's over. That is not at all what he has been saying for the past 20 minutes.
No.
He has been like, oh, this is going bad. We're gonna. Why are you telling her it's over? That is not at all what you've been saying.
Also, why does Finn have carte blanche on dealing with Sharknadoes? Like, you'd think he'd be stoked that he had some help.
No, he wants to be a hero. Remember? Everybody fucking says that. As if that's like...
Yeah.
He was praised for it in the last couple movies, and now everyone's like, fuck you, you hero.
True.
So now we go to Cabana Bay. We're watching the Today Show, and guess who they're interviewing? The co-founder of Reddit. I don't care.
Yeah. How fucking random is that? And they're like, well, we have a whole subreddit about Sharknadoes, and the people are posting the pictures. And
yeah,
like, why is that even in
Reddit?
Why were they allowed to have a speaking role?
Because it was Sharknado.
I mean, that asylum writer couldn't get a speaking role, and he's a company man. But they're like shilling out fucking lines for the guys that started Reddit.
You know what people post in Reddit? They post lies. Shut up. So Nova's going to drive Finn to Universal. Teenagers, Claudia and her best friend are meeting up with boy teenagers. It's all gross.
Finn, he calls April and he's like, guess who I'm getting a ride from? And she's like, fucking Nova.
That fucking bitch. What the fuck?
He's like, how did you know? And she's like,
she's been tracking you?
Yeah, she's only been stalking you for the past 2 years.
They did a close-up of the license plate of the RV, and it said SPR Nova. What does SPR Nova mean? What is SPR? I know what Nova is, but what is SPR? Shark prank relative? Back at Cabana Bay, a shark falls and is going down a water slide.
Sharknado proves repetitive.
Touche. That shark's having the most fun going down the water slide.
Oh my god, that might have been my favorite shark in the movie.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, and there's that dumb lifeguard that they like. He was just walking around being like, "Don't run, don't run."
They made him goofy as hell.
They did for no reason. Like he served no purpose other than to yell at children and then get fucking taken out by water slide shark.
Yep.
I wish that shark was wearing sunglasses.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing. Or like a muscle tee.
Oh my god. A female body inspector t-shirt.
Yes. April sees what's going on. She like runs out. She's pregnant, by the way. I don't know if we said that.
We did say this.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, because I think we were saying that she was maybe more
right.
more cognitive due to the pregnancy.
Right.
I mean, due to the fake pregnancy. She takes her roles really seriously.
She got pregnant just for the role.
She got pregnant just to get sober for the role.
She takes off her prosthetic hand and she's got a chainsaw, which I thought was dope AF.
It is dope AF, but it makes no sense that it's underneath her arm.
No.
Because I feel like her arm should be longer on that side.
Yeah, no, it
and
makes
also,
no sense.
I think that we established in one shot at some point that she can move the fingers on that hand.
It's a robotic hand that is also a chainsaw. Yeah, duh. What don't you get? I don't know what you're not getting.
I mean, I'm not up with all the newfangled technologies.
You're obviously not.
I don't read popular science.
Obviously, we can tell. We go to the Smithsonian where they are inducting Jared's fat pants. Dude. Why? Okay, first off, why is he fucking back? Why? I understand he did not die in the second one, but unnecessary 100%.
He shouldn't be a running joke in these movies.
He shouldn't be anything.
No.
Was he outed as a pedophile at this point? I'm assuming not.
I'm assuming no, but it's got to be right around this time.
Yeah, it was like right after this movie, someone came out and was like, he's not that great. He's not Sharknado great.
And the shark eats his pants. And he goes, my pants.
I love that line so much.
It might be my favorite line in the movie, honestly. I mean,
mean,
if you take it out of context, and it was just like if it was the winner of The Biggest Loser or something, it would fucking win every time. It just sucks that it was a child molester that got that line.
Yep, 100%. Nova and the RV and everybody, they were driving and they had to stop because the bridge had completely collapsed.
Oh.
And Malcolm was like, all right, well, we got to turn around and blah, blah, blah. And Finn's like, no, we're just going to go ahead. And Malcolm was like, bruh. And I'm on Team Malcolm on this one. What the fuck are you talking about, Finn? It doesn't even get explained. They just get in the RV and go, but they obviously don't go through the river. What the fuck just happened there?
When I watched this movie last night, which was my second time watching it, I still like kind of browned out little parts of it just because to actually pay attention to this movie and not be distracted might drive you insane.
I agree.
Like dumb you down to a point of no return.
I understand.
Yeah. So there are little things like, and then I'd look up and be like, oh, I guess they got through that.
If not for the perseverance of Nova and Malcolm in the Middle.
I would have rewound it, but I had better shit to do.
Yeah, no reason. No fucking reason. So they decide to go to this army base, which I'm sure is a famous one that I don't know about. And Sergeant Warren, who won't let them in, this is another cameo by Kalita Smith. She was the wife in the Bernie Mac show, but more importantly to the Asylum family, she was like this badass lady in the TV series Z Nation.
Oh, Z Nation is an asylum show.
Yep.
Nice.
Anyway, they kind of nail in the coffin when Sergeant Warren says, I hate sharks. And then Malcolm's like, could be worse. Could be zombies.
Right. I thought that maybe there was a wink and a nod there I wasn't picking up on. But also, R.I.P. Bernie Mac.
I know, right?
Yeah, I really miss him.
Same.
That was a really sad death.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad to see his wife is still getting roles. Yeah, but she was being a dick for no reason, and she was like, "Oh yeah, sure you are," and like, and then some other dude on the side who I don't think has any way to communicate with any higher ups.
He was just like,
it's just like, cool. Nah, he's good. Like, who is that guy?
He didn't have anything. He's just like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, don't check his shit.
It's fine.
He says he knows the guy.
I heard him from over here. It's cool. We get into this base. One of the army ladies, Holly Madison.
Mm-hmm. I will say, this is the shabbiest army base that I've ever seen stationed in this country. It looked like it was in a third world, like...
It looked like the set of MASH if the set of MASH was shitty.
Yeah.
I mean, the set of MASH was shitty, but shittier.
There was like a couple of garages and...
Yep. One airplane hangar.
And a bunch of sandbags and fences.
Tents. Lots of tents.
So many tents.
I don't think they have that many tents at that base.
No.
I don't think they have any. Why would they have tents at a base? That makes no sense.
That was all the tents at the rental company.
But then we get my favorite cameo of the movie, Tim Russ, who is Tuvok from Star Trek Voyager. And also the guy from Spaceballs who was combing through the desert with a giant pig. And he says, we ain't got shit.
Yes.
Yes, that's that guy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I fucking love him. He's really funny, too, if you follow him. Anyway, Malcolm presents the idea of the sharkicane.
Yes, he does, because he is a man of science. He is definitely the smartest person in this whole fucking movie.
Yep, that's why he had to die. And so they're like, hey, we need an airplane to get Florida.
They really talked up the idea of driving there.
For them to just throw it away immediately.
They like really just abandoned that for no reason.
Yeah.
Because they found an army base, I guess.
Yeah, it's right there. They decide they're going to fly. And Nova's like, yeah, I've got like 100 hours worth of experience flying all these planes that I'm going to name off and I don't know what they are. And they're like, oh, cool. We've got this old ass plane that sucks super hard. You can fly that one. That's cool.
Okay. And who taught her how to fly?
Oh, let's talk about that.
Finn's son, who she had the awkward kiss with.
Yup. They had been awkwardly kissing and training for months, apparently, before he got deployed.
Mile High Club like a ma.
Ew. What? What? No. Ew. He's like a child. Ew. And then strolls up Lorenzo Lamas, Sergeant Rock, who has a very long resume but will always be renegade to me.
Mm-hmm. Isn't he also a weird Republican that goes on Twitter rants? Twitter rants?
I mean, I don't know for a fact, but it sounds
One of those. Oh no, you know who it is? Is Kevin
Sorbo.
Sorbo? Yeah,
yeah, he's gross.
yeah. It's like every male actor from those action series from that time are all the same person to me.
And Republican, yeah.
And Republican. Pat Sajak.
Finn is like, how do you know how to fly? And she tells him, she's like, I gotta get ready. It's the end of the fucking world. And he's like, it's not the end of the world. They have the stupidest, longest conversation about how it may or may not be the end of the world when there are sharks flying from the sky. And hey, can we just get this going, guys? Like, what are you talking about right now?
You got to do something to pass the time when you're. It's not like they have a radio in there. They can't pump in any tunes.
That's true.
No Highway to the Danger Zone.
All the shots of the army base and all the army guys running around screaming, it just seemed a little off to me. Like, you guys should be prepared for an emergency.
Nobody's ever prepared for these Sharknadoes.
No, always freaking the fuck out.
Seriously. And they were like hunkered down at that base. They were like, some shit is going down.
Yeah.
And then they're like, run!
They were like, what the fuck? Okay, they're flying now.
Okay,
Whatever.
but what I wanted to mention is when that plane takes off, that piece of shit plane
it goes straight
that
up.
nobody wanted, is it like Old Bessie or whatever? It goes straight the fuck up.
Why did she fly it straight the fuck up? Was she going to space? What the fuck is she doing?
Seriously, let's just push it as hard as we can straight up so we can get up high and to be in the same fucking place.
Can we also talk about time and space of the flight of this airplane? Because it seems to be like over this base for a very long time. Like, I would assume that it would just take off and go. But it's Nova is watching Malcolm in the Middle getting each limb eaten off one by one and like, oh no. Oh wait, no, they were on the ground when that happened.
Were they still on the ground during that?
Yeah, because she was like, no. And Finn was like, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
right.
we can do.
And poor Malcolm, he wanted to blow up the RV.
Hands down, the funniest scene of the movie.
Oh, absolutely. I think that Frankie Muniz was the unsung hero of this goddamn movie. He was clearly the best actor.
Yes.
The
best
most
role.
heroic motherfucker.
Absolutely.
And probably the best death. I mean...
Oh my god, the best death of any Sharknado movie ever fucking made.
Well, we got 3 more to go.
Hey, he had each limb bitten off one by one until he was just a chin to blow up his RV.
Yes.
And when he blew it up, Finn said, we can't save him. Are you sure, dude?
I thought the same thing. I What the fuck, dude? That line was like fucking 5 minutes too late. They'd already established that they were going to fucking leave him there and take off in the plane together.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know if he was supposed to like drive along and meet up with them or if they had no plan for the guy. It was kind of like he'd clearly developed some sort of relationship with Nova.
Oh,
I mean, he was in love with her.
Oh, for
but
sure.
Also, he was like, this is our thing. Poor little guy. Nova's just like, well, Finn's back. I hate his fucking wife. So I'm going to roll with Finn and try to fuck him while we destroy Sharknadoes, just
back
like
in
the first
friend zone
one.
For you.
Right. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he wanted to tell her that he loved her. And he's like, do the good thing or whatever he said. Something of no consequence.
Right.
And then he just, you know what? Sharknado movies hate love.
I mean,
there will be more
too,
examples as we go on.
Why didn't he just go inside the RV? He kept talking about how great it was and impenetrable. Yeah. He was missing half a leg, but like what? So what?
I mean, he's got first aid kits in there and a possum for
you.
some reason.
Yeah, that's the possum.
Yeah.
Do you know about the possum?
No.
That possum has a cameo in every single Sharknado movie.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He was in, I think the first one he was in a convenience store. The second one, I have no idea. But every single one he is in. Yeah. I'm glad that you noticed that because
I wrote it in my notes actually because I was like, why the fuck do they have a possum like on a shelf with like a bunch of fucking ammunition and other bullshit?
The ammunition. Oh, I can't wait to get to that. There's so many scenes with Claudia and her friends, and it's gross.
Yeah, they meet those boys.
Yeah.
The two, her friend and the other boy want to keep making out. Yeah, so her and the other dude are just like,
can you believe this?
Our friends just want to make out and touch each other's boobies or whatever.
Each other's boobies? What?
Isn't that what kids do?
Yeah, pretty sure.
They just both go for first base.
No, that's second base.
Is that second base? I don't know.
I think it's different depending on where you.
I didn't get any until the bases thing was irrelevant. So
I was 35 when I learned about it.
Tune in next week for the Sharktastic conclusion. And if you're in the Chicago area, Dustin's band El Mejor and the very handsome and talented Andy Slater's band, the Velcro Lewis Group, along with past guest John Forbes' band Tijuana Hercules, have a show at the Outer Space in Berwyn this Saturday on the 24th. So until next time, thanks for joining us this week on the Asylum Case Study. Special thanks to Dustin Mertz and a very handsome and talented Andy Slater, our mixer and engineer extraordinaire. Make sure to visit us at asylumpod.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Spotify, or wherever, so you'll never miss a case study. While you're at it, if you found any bit of enjoyment in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. Unless you're going to be a dick, then no thank you. So until next time, I'm Tressa Slater, and my pants!